Okay, you guys, this is the first time that I have ever run a live human design masterclass. And I am excited, I am nervous, I am all of the things right now because I know for me how incredibly powerful this has been. But what a journey it is too, because human design and unlocking and tapping into your human design and starting to learn about all these things, it is a little bit of a rabbit hole. And so I want to say that I learned about human design, I don't know, time tends to mesh together for me. It'll be about 6, 8, 10 months ago. And I read a couple things and then I heard a couple people on Instagram talking about it. And all of a sudden I just started like digging and learning as much as I possibly could. Of course, I started on Pinterest because that's where I literally start research for everything. And then I hired, Lindsay Martins. Many of you will meet her through me if you're inside of my program. She's someone who does a lot of cyclical energy work with me, and she started to teach me more about my own unique, use that to live in alignment. And what I mean by living in alignment, because I remember in the morning, is it freezing? It's probably the weather right now. The weather is a little bit challenging right now. I won't lie to you. Let me know how it is. What I mean by living in alignment, well, my internet is challenging and it's actually snowing today. So anyways, let me keep going. Let me know how the quality is. If need be, I can pop. All good. Okay. I think it'll click in. I think it'll be okay. Okay. Maybe I will. Is there anything else I can do to make it good? No, I don't think so. Anyways, living in alignment for me, and you're going to find inside your own unique human design chart that there's actually a way to tell, and that will be part 2, another layer inside your human design. It isn't necessarily what we're going to tap into today, but I will tell you how to tap into that, and I will go on this journey with you in this adventure. I have a couple different ways that we can do this together that we will talk about after this training. But what living in alignment for me means is that I'm following my own energy. I'm not feeling frustrated. I'm not feeling exhausted. I'm feeling lit up inside because I'm doing, not only just doing the things that I'm meant to be doing, but I'm actually like bringing it to the world in a way that feels authentic and genuine to me. And that literally is inside your human design. And I think when you start learning about human design, you can almost use it in one of 2 ways. You can use it as an excuse as to why something isn't working for you. You weren't necessarily meant for something. Or you can use it as this giant permission slip to actually be you and to live out your life in your own power by unlocking the gifts that are inside of you. And I'm going to talk about those gifts today. I'm going to share with you 2 elements of your design chart. Hopefully everybody has pulled up their own unique chart. If you haven't yet, mybodygraph.com is the best website, and the mentors that I have worked with to date have really highly recommended that one for finding your human design. Pull that up. You're going to need your birth date and your birth time and your birth location. And then you're going to start to find a lot of information about you. And today we're going to talk about your type, and we're going to talk about your profile. Okay? And what really is human design? Human design is literally your soul's blueprint about how you are energetically created. So how you're energetically meant to show up in this world. And you guys have heard me say inside of my programs, inside of my masterclasses, inside of my workshops, follow your energy, follow your energy. Things click into place when you follow your energy. And that's literally what happened to me once I started going on this human design journey. I literally started following that energy. Now, as you are going to start learning through this classes, I am a generator, and generators and Manny Jans actually are a an energy source. The other 3 profiles are not. You're going to tap into our energy and live out your unique gifts through that. It's interesting, right? Like, honestly, this is a rabbit hole of information, but I hope that it gets you as excited as it did for me. And I really, truly hope that what it does is make you go, yes, 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 that is exactly the way I'm feeling. And like, okay, so the way that I like was nudged towards acting and the way that some people have tried to condition me not to act, like that doesn't have to happen anymore, right? We are all grown up, like we are all taught from a young age to act in a certain way, that this is how you live your life. And it's funny because we all are like, basically when we're young, we're told to follow the same path as everybody else. How does that make sense, right? How does that make sense when we are all such unique individuals? Every single one of us has our own unique. Yeah, let me know, what is your type? So are you a manifester? Are you a generator? Are you a mani-gen? Are you a reflector? Are you a projector? We are a whole mix inside my house, and I've started to dig into what this means for my children as well, and how to start to follow their energy and how to parent them in unique ways based on kind of their makeup. And so your mani-gen. Okay, so I have my husband and I are both generators, and I have a mani-gen, a manifester, and I have a reflector in the house. And reflectors are only 1% of the population. Very rare. They're kind of like the unicorns. It's crazy to start to learn about this. And when you know these things about your kids and you start to learn about these different types, you'll see these things. I start to see this come out in my kids. You will need to, if you do not know your exact time of birth, I would, if you know like a roundabout, play around with different times and see how that changes your chart. Okay, so let's say you know you were born between 10 and 12, then play around with your chart, plugging in those different times and see how that changes your chart. If it doesn't change your chart, full speed ahead, go for it. If it does, one of the things that you can do is actually contact the hospital that you were born in and ask them what time, because on some instances, it will change your chart. And the last thing you want to do is actually be navigating with the wrong information. That can actually be doing more of a disservice to you than a service to you. Amanda, yes, go, 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 right? Okay, let's start talking about types. The first type that I want to talk about, because it's like, I've got little cue cards here just because I want to make sure that I share all the things. And it is, I am a visual learner. This has nothing to do with my human design, but like for the teachers in the house, I'm a visual learner. So in order for me to like learn things, I learn them, I take them in, and then I kind of write them down and I mull over them and I play around with them in order to get my own take on things. So it's part of my process. And that has been huge for me inside human design, because we all know that I don't operate with a memory. So until things are totally ingrained in me. So mybodygraph.com is where you're going to pull up your human design. I would even press pause on this and go pull that up, because until you know what I'm referencing inside of this training, it won't be useful for you. Okay, manifestors in the house, hands up if you are a manifester. You are literally the only type here that is meant to initiate. You are the only type that is meant to initiate action. And that's actually your superpower. Your superpower is inside of that action. Your go, go, go. You're like just bringing things to the world. And you have this unique gift of being 10 steps ahead of other people, of having a strong and a clear and an excited vision for what could happen. And where you are living inside of your power is when you act on that, when you go, 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 when you do the things, when you take action, and when you don't necessarily wait for the rest of the world to catch up, because the conditioning comes into play here when you're told to slow down, what you're saying doesn't necessarily make sense, that perhaps like, oh, you know what, maybe that would be good when ... right? Or when you overthink things and you wait. You are not meant to wait. You are meant to initiate. You are meant to follow these nudges, to get excited. Okay? And to do that. And you are forward thinking. So a lot of the times the ideas and the things that you come up with, not everybody else is going to understand right away. Okay? Sometimes people are going to be behind you, and that can be really frustrating for you. It can feel like nobody gets me, like maybe I'm off track, maybe I don't understand what I'm talking about, but that is your gift. Your gift is being able to see things that the rest of the world hasn't opened their eyes to yet. Let me know if this is resonating for you, if you are a manifestor and you're watching this training, because this should be this gigantic permission slip to think to yourself, yes, why do I constantly wait for other people to be on board before I move forward? Why do I second guess all of these incredible ideas that I have? You are a creative rebel. And when you start living into that creativity, when you start bringing that to the world, oh my God, you are here to make magic. It is mybodygraph.com. And in terms of manifestation, you actually get to manifest really, really quickly because you're initiating, because you're taking action, because you're go, go, go. Thanks, Tammy. And what the world really needs from you is for you to actually own this power, for you to stop holding back, for you to stop waiting and sitting. And really what you're often waiting for is the rest of the world to catch up, right? You're like, okay, well, I'll tell them the things, I'll give them my ideas. And when they get here, then we'll start to act and we'll go forward together. But you're actually meant to go, go, go on your own. And the rest of the world will be lit up when you're doing this, and we will come with you, right? Trust that the rest of the world is going to catch up, even though you are consistently 10 steps ahead. That is your superpower. That's your gift, right? And we all need to bring our unique gifts to this world. That's when the world is this incredible, inspiring place, right? Projectors. Do I have any projectors that are watching this? I don't know the percentage. I believe manifestors it's 9%, but I will look it up. Projectors are a little bit more rare too. If you are feeling like your type is not necessarily resonating with you, or if you are resonating with another type, what happens inside human design is we are often conditioned based on our environment, based on the way that we were raised and brought up, based on the relationships that we're in right now. We're often conditioned to act in different ways. Okay? So we sometimes will feel like we resonate with a different type a little bit more. So I would just like sit with your type and the words that I'm saying and kind of ask yourself, where can I see this inside of myself, and how can I live more fully into this? It doesn't mean that there won't be other pieces of other types that you don't resonate with as well. I feel like I'm an idea leader too. I am not a manifestor. I am a generator. And even though I can feel like those pieces inside of the manifestor, I can see some of those inside of myself. When I started learning and really digging into the generator, I was like, yeah, this is me. This is me. And when I'm living most as me, right? The power is actually in living as who we are. When I'm living as that person, that is when things start to align and click into place. And so sometimes we have to dig into the conditioning that takes place. And this is actually a really good lead in to the projector, because a projector's power is inside their voice. A projector's power is in actually being seen, being put on a stage, in using their voice, in getting their thoughts out into the world. But what happens for a projector often is that they are conditioned from a very young age to be seen and not heard. I am certain, especially knowing our generation, that a lot of us have heard that saying, right? That kids are meant to be seen, not heard. And so as children, we can actually be conditioned to not live in alignment. And what is really unique about children is until we start like putting these things on them, heaping these behaviors that we want to condition into them, when before we start doing that, they actually live truly as they are, right? They are free to be who they are, but it is us as parents, society, that's what I mean by us, that actually tries to put them in a box, to teach them the good girl behavior or the well-behaved boy behavior, or that girls do this or boys are meant to do that. That's conditioning. That isn't living into who you truly are. Interesting. Catherine says both of her boys are projectors. Must be a loud household over there. But like, projectors are thought leaders, right? Like they really, like when they are seen and heard and using their voice, that's when their power shines through. And if you are a projector and you're watching this, what you want to do for your business from a strategic standpoint, or even from just like a relationship building standpoint, is you want to bring people in with story. Share your story. The power is actually inside your story and in getting it out there. Your power is in your voice. Your power is in your speech. Allowing yourself to be in the spotlight is going to be really, really important for a projector, okay? And sometimes this is sadly what gets conditioned out of us. You need to be bold. You need to be real, okay? And you need to let go of the fear of being either one of those things. And if you do feel the fear around being bold, being real, sharing your story, what I want you to do is look back and ask yourself, like head to your journal and start writing, like where did this come up? Where did this conditioning happen? Like what stories inside of my life taught me to be quiet, to hide what I'm thinking and what I'm feeling, that maybe I'm not enough, or maybe you don't share this. Maybe you keep this just for you because there's somewhere inside of your life that this was taught to you. Cherry says, the thought processes from projectors amaze me. I have now been watching my daughter differently since learning this, and it's all so amazing. It's so incredibly powerful. And if you have a projector child, you're going to need to refrain from like putting baby in a corner, right? This child is meant to, like they're literally here on this earth to be seen and heard and to be put on stage. Okay? Their power is in the sharing, in the being real. And really sharing from your own perspective if this is you. Your power is being like really truly being you and just sharing that with the world. Okay, do we have any reflectors in the house? Reflectors are only 1% of the population. Like I said, my youngest son is a projector. And what the interesting part about reflectors is that, and if you're looking at your chart, those shapes that are inside of there, those are your energy centers. I'm not going to cover energy centers inside this training, but it is going to be a part of my Unlocking You program. And the energy centers are so, so powerful. I will tell you top line that if you have a colored energy center, and you can see them, if they're colored, and it doesn't matter what color, what that means is that the energy inside that energy center is yours. It comes from within you, inside of you. And if it is clear or white, it actually comes from the outside world. So interesting. And what is really incredible about reflectors, which again are less than 1% of the population, But it's interesting because I have heard stats that reflectors are actually growing in numbers, and it like one of my mentors, Jack, she talks about the fact that it's probably because the world needs more reflectors inside of it. And as we dig into this type, you'll kind of understand why. But reflectors actually have all open centers. They actually do not have their own energy source inside. Manifestors, reflectors, and projectors do not have their own energy source. Generators and Mani-Gens, which we haven't talked about yet, they both have their own sacral energy. So they're actually the ones that are here to bring the energy to the rest of the world. But reflectors have all open energy centers, and they are here to literally be the mirror for the world, to reflect back on the world what they're meant to see, what they're meant to be aware of. It's an incredibly unique type. And learning about it, I'm only on the tip of the iceberg, because I think like they get to feel into the energy that they're surrounded by, and they get to reflect that energy back. So you get to look at a reflector. Like I look at my son and I can feel my own energy, right? I can see what I need to see. I can learn what I need to learn based on him. It's so powerful. What is really, really, really important for a reflector is that they have a lot of alone time, because they are literally sucking in energy from all over the places and reflecting it back to the earth. They need to go inward a lot. They need to have a lot of alone time, a lot of quiet time, a lot of reflection time, because otherwise they will be drained very, very quickly. You can only imagine what it's like to be that. What I'm learning about reflectors is that it can be really uncomfortable to necessarily be around a reflector, because they're literally a mirror for you, right? And so we need to get comfortable being uncomfortable, because we can learn so much from it, and it's so incredibly powerful. Now, again, no one has said that they're a reflector, and again, they're so, so rare, but I would even check into your children's charts if you're watching this and see. I was amazed and really, really excited to have William be a reflector. All right, where are my Mani-Gens? This is one of my favorite types. Where are my Mani-Gens in the house? The last two that I'm doing are the Mani-Gens and the generators. And again, Mani-Gens and generators actually have their own energy source inside of them. They have sacral energy, meaning, and they basically fuel the rest of the world. So if you are a manifestor and you are here and you are meant to initiate, you aren't necessarily meant to carry a project to the end. So you need to saddle yourself up to a Mani-Gen or a generator who literally takes jobs from beginning to end, who are the doers in this world. Yes. So Mani-Gens, you are such a fun type, and literally your superpower is in your play, in your joy, in your fun, in your too muchness. A lot of times Mani-Gens are told, quiet down, like, oh, you're being a little bit much now. But that is actually what your superpower is to be too much. So the more you are being, the more people are actually going to be magnetized to you. It's such a powerful energy that you are literally going to draw people into your energy, right? When you start being you, when you start putting your whole self out there, when you stop hiding behind the conditions that society has put around you, right? Just have fun. And when you want to increase your energy, start by playing. The more pleasure you bring into your life, the more joy you bring into your life, the more you're actually going to have an impact on the world. The more you're going to get to live as you, the more ideas are going to flow into you, and the more power is going to flow out of you. It's kind of incredible, right? Like maybe you start your day with playing, doing something that's fun, doing something that lights you up, and you allow doing that to fuel the energy for the rest of your day, to bring the rest of the ideas into your body. And what that energy does, it actually moves the rest of us, right? You're here and you're initiating and you're running, And the rest of us get to run with you when you share that energy with us. When you share that energy, things are going to actually start coming towards you, right? You're going to start to see opportunities arise in front of you. You're going to start to see things open up when you're being true to you. Yes, Catherine says, I feel like I've been dimming my light the last few years, but there's no more playing small, right? I think a lot of times we live so strongly in the shoulds, in the like, putting ourselves inside of a box, in looking at other women or other men or other pieces or whatever, and kind of trying to replicate what they're doing and wondering why it doesn't work for us. Well, we are all so unique. So if we're not living as we are uniquely designed to live, there's no power in that, right? You're not meant to be exactly the same as that other woman over there. And yes, some pieces of her strategy may work for you from a business standpoint, but they will work most powerfully for you when you're doing it the way that you're supposed to do it. Okay, so in Manny Jens, that means get out there and play. How do you welcome more play and pleasure and joy into your life? I have one of my clients, I'm not sure if she's on here right now, but literally once a week, she goes on a road trip adventure. Yes, Anna, you're in here. Goes on a road trip adventure with her daughter. What happens on this road trip adventure? She has fun. She gets lit up inside. And every single week she comes back and she tells me these 5 new incredible ideas that came to her. She gets messages from other women that are being impacted by her journey, by watching her journey. She needs to put herself out there. Right? And the more she does that, the more people get magnetized into her like bubble. Like her energy is just electrifying. It's so incredible. So think about, if you're a Manny Jen, I want you to ask yourself, how can you start your day to activate this energy? All right. The last one, where are my generators? Generators make up the most significant portion of society. I am a generator. At first, I was like, oh, generator sounds boring to me. I want to be this one over here. But the thing is, there's no one type that is any more powerful than any other type. There isn't one that's better. Not one will be more successful than the other. It's just how true are we being to ourselves to achieve our levels of success that we're looking for. Generators in the house. Okay. Generators, you have a sacral energy. And what that means is that you will literally know what you're supposed to do in life by listening to your body and following that energy. So when you get those hits and when you trust in those hits, and by hits, it, is really challenging to describe because it's different for everybody. But for me, it's this feeling that's almost like in the pit of my stomach where like this idea almost feels like it's birthed from. And it's like a quick idea. I often get them in the shower and I often allow those ideas to go up to my brain. And as soon as they go into my brains, I rationalize the hell out of them and I forget them. But when I get an idea and I act on it, I listen, yes, no. And on the yeses, I act and I trust in that action. That is when the magic happens. That's in the power. And generators are really put on this earth to fuel energy and to do. When generators actually generate more energy in the doing. So the more you're doing, the more energy you're actually going to get. It's really, really interesting. And I think if you observe me, you will see that this is really, really true for me. When I'm doing a training like this all of a sudden the ideas for the next training come into play. When I'm running a workshop, that's where I get my next workshop idea. When I'm running a training over here, this is where the next, it's when I'm doing, when I'm acting, when I'm following those connected sacral yeses, that is when the magic opens up. That's what your generator superpower is. And it is so much fun because I love that I'm put on this earth to do. And I used to always say that I'm a dreamer and a doer. And I really, really am a doer. And the more I do, the more I think of to do and the more I want to do. So sometimes, and I think where we can get really caught up is the doing isn't necessarily about hustle. Okay, it's not about hustle at all. It's about following, because hustle is like striving. Hustle is like almost like a lack mentality. It's like a have to, a should. In my opinion, the doing from a sacral yes is more about following the aligned yeses, the energetic hits that feel exciting to you. Yes, if you're a generator and you're thinking, yes, my gut instinct always tends to lead me in the right way. Yes, that's exactly what it is, right? That's exactly what you should be following. And when you allow yourself to overthink your gut reaction is often when you lead yourself astray. So again, it's not hustle, but it's doing. And so what will happen often is we're also told that we need self-love and rest and all these things. And we shift into that. But we almost make that a should in our lives, right? And so when we make the rest and the feminine energy a should, rather than just following our energy and what our body is telling us to do in the moment, that's almost when we extinguish our generator energy. All right? It's not activated anymore. So I'm not telling you not to rest, but I'm telling you to start to really tap in and start listening to your body in a much stronger way. Your generator, your blueprint is all in the way your body reacts and listening to yourself, listening to your soul. I can literally I know like before I launch a program that it's going to be massive, like that's going to be really good, because inside of me, my body is screaming that this program needs to come to the world, just like this human design program that I'm building. Like I just know that this is going to make a difference for so many women. So another little aspect of the generator is that what you need to remember, because you are a doer, what you need to remember is that you are not here to initiate. The only type that's here to initiate is the manifester. Okay? This is really, really important. You are actually here to respond. And that, for me, in the very beginning, felt really, really limiting. I thought, what does that mean? I'm here to respond. I'm not here to respond. I'm here to do. And doers are take action. Well, there's actually 1,000,006 things inside of your day to respond to, right? I will get sacral hits in the middle of a one-on-one conversation with a coaching client. I will get sacral hits as I'm scrolling social media and I read like a caption. It will tell me my next step. It will tell me a post that I need to do. It will tell me someone that I need to reach out to. It'll tell me a product that I need to bring into my boutique. It will tell me what I need to do if I'm listening, if I'm open, if I'm trusting. Trust is a massive, massive thing for a generator, because a generator often has shiny object syndrome. We love to chase squirrels, and we are like, oh my God, there's something over there that I need to try. I'm gonna leave what I'm doing right here. I'm gonna chase that thing over there. And like what happens is you actually shift out of alignment when you're chasing the squirrels. So trust in the process, trust in what you're doing, and trust in those sacral hits. Whew, I think, yeah. Okay. All right, you guys, the next squirrel. Every generator in the house is probably like, yep, I am total squirrel. And this is me too. Like I will analyze and I will almost walk away from probably $1 million ideas because I haven't seen them through to the end, because I'm excited about something over here. When we trust, when we listen to those sacral yeses, and when we follow through, that is where our power is. Thank you, Leanne. And you know what? I hope the way that I explain things really is resonating with you guys, because I know for me, a lot of this, when I was starting to learn about it, when I was starting to dig into it, was feeling like it was above my head. And so what I wanted to do was to bring it down and allow us to start to integrate these little pieces of our own human design into our day-to-day life. Give you tiny permission slips that could literally burst your world open wide. All right, the next piece that we're going to talk about is your profile. Your profile will be on the right-hand side of that chart, so not in the picture. It's below your type, and it's going to be 2 numbers, a 1 number, dash, and another number. I personally am a 1-3. I want you to drop what you are into the comments below so that we know what we got in the house. So this is called your profile. And I love your profile because your profile is like this key piece inside your design that almost leads you towards your purpose if you listen to it and you honor this little piece, okay? So there's 6 different profiles and every single person has 2. Ooh, you're a 1-3 too. Look at us. And it actually, listening to your profile and honoring your profile will allow you to shift very, very quickly in life. Will allow you not to get caught up and almost stunt yourself. All right, line 1s. Who is a line 1 in the house? This is me, and it really is me. Line 1s are the investigators. All right, this means that you love, 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 love to gather information, that you are like a knowledge seeker. You love to learn. You love to share. You like wisdom and knowledge are literally your power source. Is this resonating with anybody? Melissa, this number is down below your type. It's a few rows below. So the investigator really is like they love to take in knowledge, wisdom, and information. Like, do you find yourself taking courses? Do you find yourself reading books? Do you find yourself learning all the things? Okay, so your power is in the sharing of all of the things that you are learning that are resonating with you. This is me. You can see this is me. I'm sure every one of you is like, yeah, that does sound like you. Okay. So if you're a line 1, go out there and learn and follow that energy of what feels fun to learn, what lights you up. And then what I want you to do is take what you're learning and bring it to the world the way that you are meant to bring it to the world. Share, share, share in a way that feels authentic and genuine to you. All right? And this, honestly, if you want to put this into a network marketing context, I want you to ask yourself, when I started to get interested in my products, what about my products intrigued me? What did I want to learn about them? And what did I learn about myself through these products? And then I want you to start to bring that unique aspect and perspective to the world. Okay? Bring that story, share that journey. Number 2 are the hermits. I was actually shocked that I wasn't a hermit. Because I like a lot of alone time. But a hermit, basically your power is inside your hermit phase. So you're going deep, your need to go inwards, your need for quiet and space and solitude. If you are aligned to, tell me if this is resonating with you. But you need to take that time in that space to recharge, but also to go deep and to figure out what it is inside of you that you are meant to share. Because then when you emerge from this hermit phase, you're actually going to share magic with the world. That is your superpower, is in the sharing of what comes out inside your hermit phase. So what I would really recommend for you to do is to create rituals and practice in your life and space in your life to bring this hermit phase in. Because what happens to so many of us inside of the lives that we are living is that we max out every single second of every single day. What that does is extinguish your hermit superpower because you're not building in the space. You're not building in the time to go inward. And when you don't do that, you can't bring your magic to the world. Let me know if this is resonating with any of the line 2s. When you start to share what comes from your hermit phase, and maybe it's a meditation practice, and if you don't like meditation, maybe it's just quiet time, whatever it is, when you share that, it will land so powerfully. Where are my martyrs? Where are my line 3s? I am a line 3, and this one resonates for me even more than that investigator one. Your martyr energy is literally inside the tornadoes. meaning inside the mistakes that you're going to make in your life. Martyrs are literally here to fail and to, from that failure, emerge from those ashes and share with the world. Like, the power is actually in the failure. I love your comments, you guys. So where you make mistakes, where you fail, where you're like stumbling, what you're actually doing inside that process is learning and growing. And when you extract those lessons from those failures and then you bring them back to the world and you share, that is where your superpower is. So if you are a martyr who is afraid to put yourself out there, who is afraid to fail, I am going to challenge you to actually challenge yourself to go out with failure in mind, because inside of the failures, and I've always just thought that this was the same for everyone, because like I said, I'm a doer. And so I think and I act before I necessarily worry about the failures. And actually, I had a coach that asked me a couple weeks ago, she said, well, what is it about you that isn't afraid to fail? And like, what can you teach people about failure? And I said, well, it's not that I'm not afraid to fail. I actually expect to fail. The first time I try something, like, I expect to fail. And I'm not afraid of that expectation. I'm not afraid of that failure, because I'm actually really just trying something so that I can learn from it and so that I can bring it back to the world and I can try something different, right? So inside of your network marketing realm, maybe this means trying brand new things inside of your business and then teaching your teammates what you have learned through these processes. Your power is in the failure. And so you need to get out in the world and actually do this. All right, who are the line fours, the opportunists? The opportunists, your power is actually in your ability to go really deep with people. Really get to know them, really connect to them. You may find that people seem to really connect to you on a deeper level. That you get them, they get you, they tend to trust you. You tend to be the people that ask a lot of questions to people to find more about them, that you're just intrigued by human nature and you love meeting new people, you love learning new things about them, you love bringing this out, it sparks curiosity in you. And you're just really not meant to stay surface level. You're not meant for the passing how's the weather conversations. You're like, let's get deeper. I want more. I don't like these surface level conversations, right? I'm really uncomfortable with that. I like to know people at a deeper level. This is extremely powerful from a business perspective, because this means that relationships are your superpower. Get to know your clients, your customers, get to know your other business people, and you are going to learn so much. And that is your superpower, is in that knowing. Your word of mouth, your word of mouth awareness can be really powerful for you as well, because you take time to get to know people, because you go deep with people, you often learn things about other people and you often share things about yourself that wouldn't come up inside those surface level conversations, right? So you may find out that somebody has a need for your services, or you might get a referral that's 3 legs down because you've shared so much of your story and you've gone deep with people. So do not stay surface level. Follow your need to learn more about people. Go deep. Line 5, the heretic. Your superpower is in your ability to do things the way no one else does. Do we have any line 5s here? This is a really fun one. If there's any line 5s here, you are the creative rebel. Your power is when you think outside the box, when you do outside the box, when you go outside the box, when you try new things, when you go places that no one has ever gone before, and you're literally here for impact. Ooh, your husband is listening. That's scary. And when you lead in this way, when you lead in a way that thinks and tries things outside of the box, that's when your impact is going to be at its greatest. So stop trying to follow the strategies that are working for other people. Stop trying to do things the way that other people do them, because that's not what you're here for. You're here to run with your ideas, no matter how crazy they may feel for you in the beginning, or how crazy other people may think that those ideas are. And a little bit of like advice in terms of this is sometimes you really need to know who you share your ideas with and who you don't. Because you need to know who the naysayers are, the people that play it safe in your life, and you need to know who the people that support your crazy. Because if you're constantly telling things to people that hold you back, that's not going to serve you in your life. But find your cheerleaders, find the people that like just love on your crazy, that see the wins inside of the ideas that you have, and allow those people's voices to be in your head, and allow yourself to run after the ideas that feel incredible. The last one, this is the role model, number 6, okay? Your power is in your journey, all right? Your power is in your experiences, your power is in your storytelling, and basically everything inside of your life, your journey, your experiences, your stories, all of the things that you have gone through until this point. And this is why the role model actually gets kind of stronger and stronger and stronger as years go by. It doesn't mean that right now, right here where you are, you don't have something to share. I just mean that this grows and develops as time. But your power is inside of when you share these stories, these experiences, and your unique journey. You get to change people's lives by being a role model for them, literally leading the way and sharing what you're doing, what has happened to you. You're here to be a leader. You're here to lead. And I feel like that almost like goes without saying inside of the network marketing world, is like, if you are a line 6, lead the way. Share what you're doing that has worked. Share your experiences. And if you're just from a life perspective, do this with the other people in your life too. And what you're going to find is that people really are like pulled into you because they can learn from your stories, they can learn from your journey, and they can learn from shared experiences. And so your profiles, you guys, like when you tap into these powers, when we do the work, like this power is able to be explosive for you. And like basically, like what you want to do is take your profile and allow that to be a little bit of a roadmap to how you live your life, how you bring your powers to the world. And then you use your type to like express yourself. Is anybody else as in love with human design as I am? It's just this massive energetic blueprint to follow your energy, to get lit up inside, to start being who you're truly meant to be in this world. And we need to let go of the conditioning. We need to let go of the shoulds. And there's so much more inside of human design, but this is just the tipping point. This is just what you can start doing today to change everything. And so I have I have one incredible opportunity that has this one really fun perk inside of it. So I am going to be, my next program is going to be called Unlocking You. I'm actually going to be running 2 June programs, but either way, my next program is going to be called Unlocking You. And literally, this is the very first module inside Unlocking You, where this is the tip of the iceberg, my friends. Inside of Locking You, we are going to go through your energy centers. We are going to go through your fear gates. We are going to dig into all of the layers of your many layers of your human design. We're going to talk about manifesting. We're going to talk about embodying this human design and living into it and living more as you. We're going to talk about your strategy, all of the things. And so I'm going to post the link for this course right after here, or until the end of the weekend for 72 hours if you are inside of the runway, because I think this is going to be so powerful for all women, and especially all women in network marketing. Really, not even an especially, but I do think it's going to be, I don't think that there are many people out there relating this to network marketers. If you are inside the runway, you are going to get access to this program for free because we are going to be doing it live all June. So you have 2 ways that you can start unlocking you. And one is to join the Unlocking You program, or the other way is to join the runway inside of the next 72 hours, unlock everything that you get inside of the runway, which is like literally an entire hub packed full of network marketing content that will help you build your business. Plus, go live with me inside of this human design training for the next 4 to 5 weeks. We start on Monday. And so I am not holding back anymore. This is something that has changed my business, has changed the way that I lead my life, has unlocked so many gifts for me, but has also allowed me to live fully as me, which has actually made it so that I am not exhausted, so that I'm not feeling like I'm hitting a brick wall, so that I have let go of frustration. And I've started to feel more energized, more inspired, more like just more me. And so there are your 2 ways to do this with me. And I cannot wait to go on this journey and this adventure to you. I think it's going to be really, really, really incredibly powerful. So the post will be coming up in a couple minutes, because I still need to read it. So let's do this, my friends. Thanks for tuning in today, you guys. I am so happy that you helped me break into the world of human design and teaching human design to other women, and really the power that can come in doing this together.